The Haunting Strange Case of Maurice Tillett. Quentin Chris said he made a style out of his malfunction of his body. Now this is him when he was a kid, very cute, and then he got giganticism of some sort, and then when they did a cast of his skull, it was able to communicate with this chess game. The point being that it's a pituitary tumor that causes skull to grow like that. Now, all these old ancient skulls that are huge, obviously they must have diddled and riddled up their noses to cause tumors and things in their pituitary glands to create these skulls. He was obviously, like, I guess they're saying that he was and then he made the most of it. Now, I'm going to say my 10 commandments, and it's really easy but it has to be done. Number one, it has nothing to do with Maurice Tillett. I just think this is a really cool story. He's apparently a really smart, really gentle and good person. And it doesn't take a rocket science to kind of put together that there's really nothing all that big deal in science. They've already figured it out, but now we've got people scrambling to rule the world or to co-opt it, to white hat it, which is a Wall Street term where you take over a failing company as the head. Well, that's fine, but first, before anyone can, you should take the ancient Chinese, who are the most abused people on planet Earth by both the blacks and the whites, are the Asian or the Chinese people have always been the most abused, and that's why their powers were very short-lived. There was always warring factions because people came in and said, oh, you killed your brother, to these little kings or king governors, and it was usually the Jewish invasion. They already were there for a long time. Look at the Manchurian Jewish Oblate of Manchuria, Jewish Autonomous Oblate. That's where you get the pride flag from. But from there, they go and they take control of Chinese people. And that's why the Japanese were so crazy. They couldn't stand it anymore, and they created their own country because they just couldn't stand all this. But it's because of people taking advantage of Chinese for all these years. So that's a fact. You can see it as how the Freemasons treat the Chinese, very condescendingly, ha 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 ha. But they just want the production and the money that the Chinese bring to them. But they don't know how to. So what we need is to take the only political system which works, which is by tests. Only the top 1%, only 300 out of 10,000. Oh, by the way, they stole the number 300 for the Committee of 300. Only 300 out of 10,000 were chosen to have government jobs, period. But you had to pass tests. I don't know exactly what those tests entailed, but you could not bribe your way in. But unfortunately, people were bribing their way in, and that's why China has never been able to get out from under the grip of the British or whoever else was trying to fuck them over. So anyways, here are the main things. Get aspartame out of our gum, please. After 9/11, there's everything's got aspartame in it. We know who's behind that. Get corn syrup out of all the candies. You look at any store now, anything has corn syrup first. That puts holes in your intestines. We've already known this by that Jennifer Ward, who was a Christian woman who wrote the book about leaky gut syndrome. Now she wrote about communism and Satanism. But what happened as soon as she said corn syrup puts holes in your guts? Now everything has corn syrup in it. Get lard back into the fryers. Even Dr. Oz said lard, that the molecules are so smooth they don't create heart disease. It's wrong about this low-fat world the last 30 years. Bring back tests for anyone who wants to have a government job. You can't do it unless you pass some really stringent tests. Both IQ and also character witnesses from anonymous people. And then save vintage things, everything from, take the thing back from renovating and manufacturing. All your clothes are making you ugly and sick. All this new clothes that are just basically recycled garbage that feels like toilet paper. As soon as you wash it, it's garbage. Your clothes are everything. And so there's no point leading a sick people. There's no point leading a sick world. There's no point in anything. And the thing is that people do need leadership. Each country has to trade less. So bring the individual into the world now. Bring the individual, the rights that the Bill of Rights talked about, and bring it worldwide. This chess challenger game was playing on its own when his bust was sitting in front of it, and it was making very difficult moves. Bring back the roller rinks and everything that has been destroyed. Bicycles with monkey bars and banana seats. Bring back like the look of the Brady Bunch houses. I don't care. Just bring back like shag carpets, look, but not these ones that we see with pointy angles that you bruise. If you're bruising your shins on your furniture and you can't play and you're all anal retentive with your dog around your house because everything is white and sharp, then you're doing something wrong. And everyone is doing something wrong right now. Because this world is sick, because even this Danielle Smith of Alberta, I can see where this fake whistleblower is going to say, oh, well, now I'm moving from communist BC to wonderful Alberta because it's better. I can see where this is going. It's because they want another exodus from BC people to Alberta, encroaching in after they've destroyed British Columbia, because of selling Expo 86 to Vancouver, because of the 97 handover and taking advantage of Chinese people, and then now they want to get rid of the Cantonese language, but only have the Mandarin, which are the communists. Now, of course, they're waiting with Alberta's next. Oh, Alberta's so great. And then when Alberta gets flooded with a bunch of people, then it'll be Saskatchewan. So has got the best premier. This is all maneuvered. I can see it very clearly, and it's very evil. Because of the fact that good people are not stupid, but why isn't this being stopped? You have to cut the root, get rid of all the Freemasonic halls, make them illegal. Get rid of all these secret societies. When is that going to go down? I mean, when are the secret societies going to just be illegal? How difficult, why is it? Because they're still going. You haven't killed the head of the snake, and even as, what's her name says, even if you take out the bottom of these pyramids, you start taking the bottom levels of people out, they're always replaced. They're always replaced with more, and the top is just floating there forever. I haven't even seen aspartame get taken out in chewing gum. Double mint gum. I haven't even seen that one thing in 25 years since we haven't even had proper candy. What have this whole generation of children been eating? No wonder why they're worried about gases. Because these are gases that go straight to your brain, and they probably wanted to create these kind of pituitary fucking tumors that create the skull to grow. All it is pituitary tumors. Don't you think you could do that by sound and frequency as well? Don't you think that's what the Egyptians were doing, was creating all different kinds of shapes and sizes and all these demonic areas? Creating Frankensteins everywhere? Mind you, this was a nice man. So I don't know, I don't understand why science is not being applied in every way. Because there's no point keeping this pyramid afloat. There's no point. It's poison. The whole thing is bad. And then we still got these, I can see with this Danielle Smith, whatever, this Alberta thing is just another exodus. So that Lex Luthor real estate models can continue. Where, oh yeah, we're going to like bomb BC into the world, and now Alberta's the waterfront property. So now you can sell your home in BC for $1 million, but it's just a shack, and then go to Alberta. And then Alberta homes will be $1 million, and then you go to Saskatchewan. But by then, you've already been creeping your tentacles into real estate before that. Sick.